My girlfriend said casually, "You're not my priority anymore. Deal with it." I stayed calm, said, "Okay," and let her think nothing changed. I moved out while she was at work, left no note, no message. 2 days later, her best friend reached out, and what she revealed explained everything. I'm 30, been with my girlfriend for almost 4 years. We met at a mutual friend's housewarming party, hit it off over a debate about terrible horror movies, and started dating a few weeks later. The first 2 years were solid. We moved in together after 18 months, split rent on a decent 2-bedroom apartment, had our routines down, morning coffee together, alternating who cooked dinner, weekend trips when we could afford them, normal couple stuff. The shift started around 6 months ago, subtle at first. She'd come home later from work without explanation, started going out more with coworkers I'd never met, picked up new hobbies that somehow never included me, yoga classes, book clubs, networking events. When I'd ask to join or just ask about her day, she'd give me these vague, dismissive answers. It was fine, nothing special, you wouldn't be interested. I tried bringing it up a few times, gentle conversations about feeling disconnected, asking if everything was okay. She'd always flip it back on me, said I was being clingy, that we didn't need to do everything together, that healthy couples gave each other space. I backed off, gave her the space she said she needed. Last Tuesday, we were in the kitchen. I was making dinner, she was on her phone scrolling through something. I asked if she wanted to do anything this weekend, maybe catch a movie or try that new restaurant we talked about. Without looking up, she said, "I have plans." "Oh, what are you doing?" "Going out with friends." "Which friends?" "Maybe I know them." She finally looked at me, face completely blank. "Does it matter?" "I mean, I'm just making conversation." She set her phone down, leaned against the counter. "Look, I need to be honest with you. You're not my priority anymore. Deal with it." I stood there with a spatula in my hand, pasta sauce simmering behind me, trying to process what I'd just heard. Not her priority. Those exact words. What does that mean? I asked, voice steadier than I felt. It means exactly what I said. I have other things going on. Other people I want to spend time with. You're still here. We're still together. But you're not at the top of my list anymore. I need you to be okay with that. And if I'm not, she shrugged. Then I don't know what to tell you. This is where I'm at. I turned back to the stove, stirred the sauce, took a breath. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I hear you. She seemed surprised, like she'd expected a fight. Really? You're fine with this? You've told me how you feel. I can't force you to feel differently. She picked up her phone again. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. She left the kitchen. I finished making dinner. We ate in silence. She went to bed early. I stayed up, sitting on the couch, staring at nothing. That's when I started planning. Update 1. Wednesday morning. She left for work at 7:30 like always. I called in sick, which I never do, so my boss didn't question it. Then I started packing. I'd been keeping mental track of what was mine over the past few months. Some paranoid part of me sensing this might happen eventually. My furniture from before we moved in together. A desk, a bookshelf, my bed frame from college. My kitchen stuff, my bathroom supplies, my clothes obviously. I'd paid for about 60% of everything in the apartment since I made slightly more, but I didn't care about the math anymore. I just took what was definitively mine. Called my buddy who has a truck, offered him $100 and lunch to help me move. He showed up at 9, took one look at my face, and didn't ask questions. We loaded everything systematically. By 2 in the afternoon, the apartment looked completely different. Gaps where my furniture had been. Half-empty bookshelves. My side of the bathroom counter cleared out. I didn't leave a note. Didn't send a text. Just took my key off my keyring, left it on the kitchen counter next to the coffee maker, and walked out. My buddy let me crash at his place temporarily while I figured things out. I spent Wednesday night on his couch. Phone off. Just staring at the ceiling. Felt nothing. Not sad. Not angry. Just empty. Thursday morning, I turned my phone back on. 23 missed calls from her. 37 text messages. Progression from confused to panicked to angry. Where are you? Did you take your stuff? What the hell is going on? You just left. Without saying anything. This is so immature. At least have the decency to talk to me. I didn't respond. Blocked her number. Blocked her on social media. Went to work like nothing had happened. Friday afternoon, I got a message request on social media from her best friend. We'd met a handful of times. Pleasant enough, but never close. The message said, "Can we talk? There's something you need to know." I accepted the request. She sent me her number. Asked me to call when I had privacy. I called during my lunch break. Sitting in my car in the parking garage. "Thank you for calling," she said, sounding nervous. I know this is weird. I wasn't sure if I should reach out. But after what happened, I felt like you deserved to know. Know what? She took a breath. Your girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend. I guess. Has been seeing someone else. For about 3 months. My grip on the phone tightened. You're sure? I'm sure. I found out about a month ago. She swore me to secrecy. Said it wasn't serious. That she was figuring things out. I told her she needed to either break up with you, or end things with this other person. But she said it was complicated. How did you find out? I saw them together. At a restaurant across town. They were holding hands. Kissing. When I confronted her later, she admitted it. Said you two had been drifting apart. That she'd met this person at work. That it just happened. And you didn't think to tell me. I should have. I know I should have. I was trying to give her a chance to do the right thing. But when she called me Wednesday night. Completely hysterical about you leaving. Acting like you were the bad guy. I couldn't stay quiet anymore. You didn't deserve to be blindsided like that. I sat there. Engine off. Phone pressed to my ear. Does she know you're telling me this? No. And she'll probably hate me for it. But I couldn't watch her play victim when she's the one who destroyed this. What's his name? The other person. Does it matter? I guess not. We talked for a few more minutes. She apologized repeatedly. Told me I seemed like a good guy. That her friend had made a terrible choice. I thanked her for telling me. Hung up. And sat in my car until my lunch break was over. Update 2. Saturday, my ex showed up at my buddy's place. Don't know how she found out where I was. Probably called mutual friends until someone slipped. My buddy answered the door. Told her I didn't want to see her. She started crying on the doorstep. Begging to talk to me. Saying this was all a misunderstanding. I came to the door. Stood behind my buddy. Arms crossed. Please, she said. Mascara running. Just talk to me. 5 minutes. You've got 3. Why did you just leave? Without any explanation. Do you know how terrifying that was? Coming home to half the apartment empty. You just gone. You told me I wasn't your priority. I took you seriously. I didn't mean. It came out wrong. I was stressed. Frustrated. I didn't mean you should just disappear. What did you mean? She faltered. I meant that I needed some independence. Some space to breathe. Not that I wanted you gone. You have space now. All the space you could want. This isn't fair. You don't just end a 4-year relationship by vanishing. You ended it on Tuesday. I just made it official. I didn't end anything. I was trying to be honest about how I was feeling. How's the guy from work? Her face went white. Dead silence. She stared at me like I'd slapped her. What? Your best friend told me. 3 months, right? That's why I wasn't your priority. Because someone else was. She grabbed the doorframe. Looked like she might collapse. She told you. She had no right. She had every right. Someone needed to be honest with me. And it clearly wasn't going to be you. It's not what you think. It's not serious. We were just. I don't care what you were just doing. You made a choice. You chose to see someone else while we were together. You chose to tell me I wasn't your priority instead of breaking up with me like an adult. You chose all of this. I was going to tell you. I just needed time. Time to what? Keep both of us on the line. See which one worked out better. Tears streaming down her face now. I made a mistake. A huge mistake. But we can fix this. We can go to therapy, work through it. No. Please. Please don't do this. I love you. I still love you. You don't cheat on people you love. You don't tell people you love that they're not your priority. You don't treat people you love the way you treated me. My buddy gently closed the door. We could hear her sobbing on the other side, then eventually footsteps walking away. You good? He asked. Yeah. I'm good. Update 3. Over the next week, the mutual friend fallout started. Her best friend reached out again, said my ex had completely cut her off, was telling everyone she'd betrayed her trust, destroyed their friendship over a guy. Some mutual friends reached out to me asking what happened. I kept it simple. We broke up. I moved out. That's it. Didn't trash her publicly. Didn't need to. But apparently, she was trashing me. Telling people I abandoned her. That I was cold and cruel. That I ended 4 years over one argument. The story kept getting back to me through various people. Her version. She'd had a moment of frustration, said something she didn't mean, and I used it as an excuse to disappear and break her heart. The actual version. She told me I wasn't her priority, had been cheating for 3 months, and played victim when I left. Some people believed her. Some people asked for my side. I mostly stayed quiet. Let her dig her own grave with the lies. 2 weeks after I moved out, I signed a lease on a 1-bedroom apartment. Small, affordable mine. Started moving my stuff from my buddy's place to the new apartment. Felt like starting over, but in a good way. Got a long email from my ex around this time. Paragraphs of apologies, explanations, justifications. Said the other guy meant nothing. That she'd ended things with him. That she'd made a terrible mistake driven by fear of commitment and self-sabotage. Said she was in therapy now, working on herself, understanding why she'd done what she'd done. Ended with, I know I don't deserve another chance, but I'm asking anyway. Please. Let's try again. I didn't respond. Deleted the email. Moved on with my day. Update 4. A month after the breakup, I ran into her at a grocery store. Couldn't avoid it. We were in the same aisle, both reaching for coffee. She saw me first. Hey, she said quietly. Hey. Awkward silence. She looked different. Thinner, tired. Hair pulled back in a messy ponytail, no makeup. How are you? She asked. Fine. You? I've been better. She laughed, but it sounded hollow. I miss you. Okay. That's it. Just okay. What do you want me to say? That you miss me too. That you're struggling. That this has been hard for you. It was hard. Past tense. I'm doing fine now. Her eyes filled with tears. I really did love you, you know. I still do. I believe you think that. What does that mean? It means love isn't just a feeling. It's a choice. Every day. And you chose differently. I made a mistake. You made a series of choices. For 3 months. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. She wiped her eyes. I hope you find someone who deserves you. I hope you figure out why you sabotage good things. I grabbed my coffee, walked away. Didn't look back. Final update. It's been 3 months since I moved out. I'm settled in my new apartment. Decorated exactly how I want it. No compromises. No arguments about what goes where. It's smaller than our old place. But it's peaceful. Started dating someone new recently. Nothing serious yet. Just seeing where it goes. She's different from my ex. Communicates clearly. Doesn't play games. Actually prioritizes spending time together. It's refreshing. Heard through mutual friends that my ex is single again. The work guy apparently was also seeing someone else. Which is almost poetic. She tried reaching out one more time about 2 weeks ago. A short text. I just want you to know I'm sorry. For everything. I didn't respond. There's nothing left to say. Her best friend and I are actually friends now. Which is weird but nice. She apologized repeatedly for not telling me sooner. Said she learned a hard lesson about loyalty versus enabling bad behavior. We get coffee sometimes. Talk about life. No drama. Just two people who got burned by the same person finding solidarity. Looking back, the moment she said, "You're not my priority anymore," was probably the most honest she'd been in months. She was telling me exactly where I stood. I just had the self-respect to believe her and act accordingly. Some people think I was harsh, leaving without a note or explanation. But I disagree. She'd already ended things with her words and actions. I just made the logistics match the reality. Clean break. No drawn-out arguments. No false hope. Would I have done anything differently? Maybe told her I knew about the cheating before I left. But honestly, the silence probably said more than any confrontation could have. She came home to an empty apartment and had to sit with what she'd done. No explanations. No excuses. Just consequences. Edit. For those asking why I didn't confront her immediately about the cheating. Because I didn't know until after I left. Her best friend told me 2 days later. By then, I'd already made my choice based on the "not my priority" comment alone. Edit 2. Yes, I could have tried to work through it. Couples therapy. Conversations. Rebuilding trust. But why? She didn't respect me enough to be honest. She didn't value me enough to end things properly before starting something new. Why would I fight for someone who clearly didn't fight for me?